So today we're doing an initial unboxing, first impression, initial setup, and review video of some new gear that I have in hand from a company no other than Seek Outside. So for the last couple of years or so, for my backpacking trips, when it gets into the colder months, I have been itching to invest in a hot tent setup. And if you don't know what a hot tent setup is, it's basically a tent that can support a wood stove. So inside this box from Seek Outside, we have the Guardian 2PXL tent with a medium standard wood stove. So this video is actually going to be broken up into two videos. First one, the one you're watching, we'll dive into the unboxing of the Guardian 2PXL Ultralight trekking pole tent. And then the second part, the second video, we'll dive into the unboxing and assembly of the standard medium-sized wood stove. Whew, that was a mouthful. Whew. That's lucky. All right, so right away, we have the tent, the Guardian 2PXL, and then this is the Guardian floor system. And then it is hard to believe, this is the wood stove. We'll put this to the side and we'll come back to it. Got a bag of steaks. Aha. And this little surprise goes with the wood stove. So I've got the Guardian 2PXL tent and its bags right behind me, and while I set it up, talk about it, show you guys kind of what it's all about, I'm going to be actually sipping on nothing other than my Magic Mind Mental Performance Shot. Now Magic Mind comes in this little 2-ounce bottle, and it helps to promote a sharper mind, lower stress, and gives you nice, calm energy throughout the day. So in years past, I basically used to drink energy drinks every day, and the harmful ingredients that those things contain is pretty insane once we actually start looking into it. Now Magic Mind contains 12 all natural ingredients, and I'm going to highlight 4 of them so you guys can kind of know what it's all about. 1, caffeine. Everyone knows what caffeine is. It contains 55 milligrams of caffeine. Now the other natural ingredients in Magic Mind help to actually boost the effects of caffeine, and they actually work together to give you all day energy and help to take away the crash that you can find associated with coffee and energy drinks. The second ingredient I want to talk about, ashwagandha. It helps to manage stress and overall promotes a healthy well-being. Third ingredient, turmeric. It's known for its anti-inflammatory properties and can also help decrease the risk for heart disease and arthritis. Fourth and final ingredient, lion's mane. It's a superfood. Basically, it can help with increasing overall mental health, and it offers aid in neuroprotection by decreasing the chance for diseases like Alzheimer's. Now, I've been taking Magic Mind for about a year now, and I haven't gotten the flu, I haven't gotten sick, and I don't know if it's due to Magic Mind, but with all the vitamins and minerals loaded in these little daily shots, if I had to guess, it is. So if you guys want to try Magic Mind out for yourselves, click the link down in the description, follow it, and that'll take you to Magic Mind's website, and use the discount code DannyS40. That will get you up to 40% off your first subscription. However, that is only available for the first 10 orders. So take advantage of it and go check out Magic Mind. So again, tent bag, steak bag, and then on the ground over there, we have our Guardian floor system that we purchased with the tent. Now I do want to mention that Seek Outside does have some very good instructional videos on how to set up their tents on YouTube. So this isn't going to be me demonstrating necessarily how to do it, because if you've ever set up a tent for the first time, you know it can be a pain to figure out when you've never done it before. Okay. So I know the corners are signified by these bright yellow reflective ties. So if you've ever used these tent stakes, you'll know they can kind of hurt pushing down on them. So what I like to do, so you can find a small rock that's flat on one side, and you can kind of use it to push down on, and it helps a little bit. So we're on the other side now, and The Guardian uses a technique to pitch the tent that I've never actually really seen or experienced myself, but essentially you take these two corners and then you have this middle line lock right here, and you actually fold it to this orange guy outline right here. So you just make a little fold apparently, kind of like so, and then you'll stake in these two line locks right here to the ground. So rocky. So they say to set your trekking poles to 51 inches. Mine are in centimeters, and I honestly don't know how tall 51 inches is without actually measuring this. So we'll try it and we'll just kind of go from there and adjust as needed. So it's not even fully pitched. It doesn't look that bad. This is a huge tent compared to the little ultralight 1-person, 2-person tents that I'm usually used to for backpacking. It's pretty nice. Oh boy. So this guy out didn't come with a loop tied in it. Just do a basic figure 8 here. Hands are cold. All right. Okay. Lolly. No. All right. Tighten her up a little bit. So as far as the guy outs go, if you can get the guy out higher or put something to elevate the cordage, it'll give you a better pitch on the inside, more room. But for now, it's not too bad. Just tighten it up a little bit. So then I need to do some pole adjustments to work on the pitch a little bit. For the most part, that is the basic setup and the pitch, I believe, of the Guardian. Now, this is where the magic happens and why Seek Outside is ahead of its time. So we've got zipperless doors right here. So I believe, yep, there it goes. This is how you access the tent. No more zippers. You just use that. Let's see, I'm trying to do it one-handed, there we go. Just like that. So it's not the most perfect pitch, but for the first time, I'm not mad about it. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, and I adjusted a few things. I think the pole height is maybe hanging me up a little bit, but overall, I really like the look of this tent so far. I love the zipperless door entries on each side. Super nice. And you can just tell there's a lot of space in this tent. Now, the stove jack is right next to this side, or to this door. So if you have a stove in place, the stove jack is right here. You won't be using this door to enter. Let me show you. So you have the door, the entry, you have kind of where your pole sits, and then this is your stove jack. I did forget to mention there is another guy out point for your stove, for when the stove pipe kind of goes through. It can help pull it tight, secure the pipe in place a little bit better. On the other side here, enter right in this way. Ugh. And we've got a good amount of room. Now, I'm confident that with practice, I'll be able to get this middle piece elevated a little bit. But a big reason why I got the Guardian is because, one, there's so much room for Lolly, Gear, and myself. But the hope is that if I brought my backpacking chair, I'd be able to pitch it in here and be able to kind of sit upright if it's cold, if it's snowing out. But then we can have a nice hot fire in here as well. So up next, we have the floor system to put in the Guardian. And now, this was actually what kind of sold me on getting this tent versus other Seek Outside tents like the Cimarron teepee tent. Now the Guardian allows you to actually use the floor system and a stove at the same time. Basically, you just set it up and then you can roll the floor back a little bit and your stove can sit on the bare ground while you can lay on the actual floor. So that was a big selling point for me as well. The whole system's just a little bit lighter for a solo traveler, solo backpacker, solo hunter, and that's why I went with this. A little windy. I'm just gonna stuff part of it underneath right here. So it might be kind of hard to see, but this floor system has these little toggles, if you will, 3 on each end, and they basically just fit into 3 little D-rings that are inside the Guardian. So got one behind my head here. This is the middle piece that I just took off, but I'll put back in to show you. Kind of like so. And then you have the third one. Ollie, look out. I apologize that this is off camera. But the third one goes in kind of like so. So I've been struggling with the floor of the Guardian here, and what I didn't realize was that in the bag was just some cordage. And again, what I didn't realize after I had to go back and watch the video on how to actually set it up on YouTube by Seek Outside, but each corner of the floor system has like a little guy out, or like a line lock on it. And so what I need to do is attach this cordage to each corner, because each corner attaches to a stake, and that helps pull it taut. I kind of hope that made sense, but I cannot realize what I was doing wrong. It just seems so easy. So I have to tie a knot. I kind of wish that they came included or already on, so I don't have to tie these myself, but I'm a little bit chilled. It's kind of cold out here today. So kind of like so, and then we can hook it around the stake like that, and then pull it tight. Boom. So we got to do that to all 4 corners. All right, and put that loop over our stake like so. We'll pull it tight. We'll do that to the rest of the corners. So that looks better. So the floor is actually taut, and that is because we were able to put the cordage on each 4 corners of the floor system. Again, I'm kind of surprised it didn't come actually already installed. It took me a minute to figure out, but once I did, again, I was able to attach all 4 corners of the floor to each stake, and that pulled everything taut, and it looks like a good floor. Well, hey there. So I know I kind of mentioned it, but to reiterate, one of the big selling points of this tent and why I got it over another one like the Cimarron TP style tent was that with the floor system in place, this tent can actually be used with a stove. So you have the stove jack up here. And typically if I was using the stove and the stovepipe was running through this, I wouldn't have this door open. But for demonstration purposes, I have it open just to show you guys. So to use the floor system with the stove, I'm gonna take the pole out of this bungee that I have right here, return it to its normal spot, and then all you do is you take this bungee, you pull it back, and then there's this little loop right here, and this cord lock will fit right into the loop, and it's a little snug. Kind of like so. All you do is you cinch it down, and this should give enough space for the stove to be back here. I wanted to show you guys too, on the other side, there is a small screen that I believe can be used as a vent. Just kind of looks like it's a piece of wire is all it is, but it makes it project enough just so you can do some condensation. That is the Guardian 2PXL initial setup unboxing. Obviously it was my first time setting up the tent. I could definitely use a little work, I'm not gonna lie, but with anything, it's just gonna take a little bit of practice to get the pitch perfect. But for my first time, I'm pretty happy. It's a really spacious tent. It's cozy. And I think when I have the stove actually installed, it's going to make for a really, really nice cold weather sleeping and shelter system. Next up in this video series, we're going to set up the medium. We're going to do the initial burn, and then we'll actually install it in the hot tent and actually see how it looks. And ultimately we'll just get a really good idea of how it all works as a whole. And I'm really, really excited for it. So that'll be coming up in a couple days after I posted it. You can check the link right up here, and I'll put a link down in the description box as well for you guys to check it out. But that is a wrap on this video, you guys. Big thanks to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's video. Danny S40 will get you up to 40% off your first subscription. Go ahead and check the link down in the description and up here as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a big thumbs up on it, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. We will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.